If you love IHOP pancakes, I am going to show you how you can make them at home. Hey, I'm Laura, and on my channel, I share a lot of short and awesome videos like this one. If that's your jam, subscribe for more. I like to measure my flour, scooping with one measuring cup and filling the other. That way, I don't overpack my flour and makes my pancakes dense. When you fill it, you're gonna tap it and then remove any excess from the top and add it to your bowl. In fact, I was born and raised in Spain, and when I came to the States in my teens, the first time I ever had pancakes was at IHOP. So they're super memorable, and I'm a big fan of their fluffy texture. So the flour, how you measure it, makes a huge difference. Now, IHOP batter is on the sweet side, so it does have sugar. We're gonna add our granulated sugar to our flour bowl. I'm also adding baking powder and some baking soda. Also, a little bit of salt. You wanna mix your dry ingredients really well. Now, this recipe has both baking powder and baking soda. One quick tip is to look for baking powder that is aluminum free. Believe it or not, they do put aluminum in baking powder, and it makes a huge difference because it leaves an aftertaste. Now these are combined, we're gonna make space, like a well, in the middle so we can add our wet ingredients. IHOP's pancakes have been around since 1958, which means that they have that iconic diner pancake taste that can only be achieved by using buttermilk. So let's add our buttermilk directly into our bowl. And then I'm gonna add my eggs. And then with a fork, I'm going to break up the eggs. As you can see, I'm just whisking them. I'm not even mixing my flour into my batter yet. And then I go from the outside of the bowl in, and I add the flour. Now, you want to mix it until there's no visible flour left. When you mix pancake batter, you don't want to go to town and mix it real hard. You just want to gently fold everything in. And now that I have no more visible flour and it looks pretty even, my final step is to add the melted butter, and we're just going to gently mix it. As you can see, it's not a smooth batter, it's a little bit lumpy. This is what you want. Now you want to use the largest nonstick pan that you have, or if you have a griddle, use that. We're gonna get the pan hot over medium heat, but at the end of the day, they're gonna cook over medium low. The temperature gives them an iconic golden exterior. This batter's been sitting for about 5 minutes. You want it to look airy, just like this. My pan is nice and warm, so I'm going to pour a generous, and I mean generous, 1/3 of a cup scoop right in the middle. I'm not gonna grease it or anything, and I'm just using my scoop to spread the batter on the pan. IHOP's pancakes are a generous 5 inches, so we wanna do that. Now, if you're cooking these for a crowd, you may wanna grab a baking sheet and place it in the oven at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit to keep them warm. You can also make these ahead of time. These pancakes are rather large, so they're gonna take about 2 to maybe almost 3 minutes on the first side. One way you know they're ready to be flipped is because the edges are all gonna look defined, but also mostly your entire pancake is gonna have bubbles throughout. Then you're gonna grab the largest spatula that you have and flip them over. That is one perfect IHOP pancake right here. Hot off the pan, you can remove the pancake and plate it, or you can bring it from the pan straight into your oven and keep it warm until you're ready to serve them. Sometimes after a couple pancakes, the pan's gonna be really hot, so at that point, take the pan to the stove and run it under some cold water to bring down the temperature. Then you return it to the stove and continue making your pancakes. I even pulled out the griddle and cooked the rest of them so I could finish this entire batch with you. And because I'm extra, I also whipped some butter. I took a pound of room temperature butter and whipped it, and the result is gonna be that incredible butter that we all know from IHOP. So let's plate these up. Grab some whipped butter, put it on top. Check these out. They are fluffy. Doesn't get any better than that. The ingredient, measurements, everything you need, even the IHOP blueberry and strawberry syrup recipes right below this video. See you next time.